In today's video, we're going to talk about 40 Toronto condo buildings that do not have free visitor parking. That's right. You might ask yourself, who has so much time on their hands and nothing better to do to list you 40 Toronto condo buildings with no free visitor parking? Well, you've come across the right video and the right person for that job. But that's right. We're going to talk about 40 buildings, 40, that do not have free guest parking. Whether you're a tenant or an owner, if you live in these buildings, you want to have guests who visit for an hour to 3 hours, forget about overnight, but visit overnight as well. These Toronto condo options will not have free visitor parking for them, and they will have to either pay for visitor parking, or in some cases, they don't even have any parking. But before we get into it, hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate, the Toronto condo connoisseur. No one knows the Toronto condo market as well as I do, and you can get in touch with me for any buying, selling, leasing inquiries. Book a call. The link to book a call is in the description. Anyways, without further ado, I'm going to list you in quick fashion 40 Toronto condo buildings that do not have free guest parking or visitor parking. Let's start. On Bay Street, 761 and 763 Bay Street. The Residence 1 and 2 at College Park. Great buildings, love them. Direct subway access, with a underground mall as well. No free visitor parking. Matter of fact, this is one of those buildings that has no parking at all, no visitor parking that is. So buying a parking spot in this building is quite important. Moving on, 386 Yonge Street, the Aura. The less I say about this building, the better. I don't like it. I think, hypothetically, if I were to be quite frank with you, I would call it a bad garbage building, but you know, I'm not gonna be that frank. Nonetheless, and by the way, as we go along this list, let me know if I missed any, if I haven't touched on, and you live in a building that you know doesn't have free visitor parking, let me know in the comments. It's going to be helpful to everyone. I might list it later, I might not. Just let me know. No free visitor parking for 386 Yonge Street. Moving forward, 426 University Avenue, a very underrated building. You know, not a great building, but a solid, I would say, for your use case, B- to B great building. Not only does it not have free visitor parking, it doesn't have any visitor parking, and it doesn't have any parking. That's right, no units in this building have parking. You can't even buy parking. No units have owned parking, rented parking, nothing. That is one of the downsides of this otherwise good building. Moving forward, more on the Toronto condos without free visitor parking. 101 Peter Street. In the entertainment district, a high-rise, no free visitor parking. Visitors and guests must use street parking or parking garages. Moving forward, another condo building or pair with no free visitor parking, 88 and 100 Harbour. No free visitor parking. How many times am I going to be able to say this in this video? Well, I think a lot. Moving from that pair to another pair, much, I would say, worse pair, the ICE condos, 12 York and 14 York. Yet another pair of condos with no free visitor parking. Moving from the second pair to a third pair of condos, 55 and 65 Bremner, quite relatively close to 12 and 14 York. Practically, I mean, you could call across the street if you want. No complimentary visitor parking or guest parking in these two buildings. Okay buildings, I mean, they have a lot of Airbnbs, but surprisingly, these are the exception. A lot of condos that have a lot of Airbnbs are oftentimes bad. This is the exception. They're actually buildings with a lot of Airbnbs that are okay. I mean, for the most part, they're okay. Moving forward, let's go to St. Lawrence Market in downtown. 3 Market, yet another building with no free visitor parking. Back to the entertainment district we go. 199 Richmond Street, no free visitor parking. University Plaza, 140 Simcoe, yet another Toronto condo building in downtown with no free visitor parking. 45 Charles Street, no free visitor parking. 197 Yonge, the Massey Tower, a building that is known for its people that work a lot of cash jobs, if you know what I mean. No free visitor parking, especially if you're going to be, paying patronage to their industries in that building. You're going to bring them business. You got to find your own parking and pay for it. 16 and 18 Harbour, 2 buildings that were once really good. Now, hard to say that. No free visitor parking for 16 and 18 Harbour. We go to North York, 5 Sheppard, no free visitor parking. You can use the underground parking that has direct access, along with 2 Anndale as well at Yonge and Sheppard. No free visitor parking, but for both, there is underground parking that connects to the building. You just have to pay for it. These buildings may not have free visitor parking, but you know what's free? Setting up a call with me. As I said, easier than ever to set up a chat with me. Link is in the bio. 2 Toronto condo buildings that are good, depending on the type of unit you get. Ceilings are low usually in that building, you know, a little bit outdated, but one of the downsides is no free visitor parking in those two buildings. Really low-key buildings on Dover Court, 50 and 52 Bartlett, low rise, but no free visitor parking. Kind of disappointing given the fact that it's a low rise, it probably should have free visitor parking. The XO Condo at 270 Dufferin, brand new building, made several videos talking about how this building has some issues with its floor plans, but nonetheless, okay building, I would say. No free visitor parking. We're gonna go through the list a little bit faster now. These condos all have no free visitor parking. 150 Don Mills, 36 Lisgar, the less said, the better about that building. 40 Homewood, pretty old building, no free visitor parking. Plenty of street parking there actually, so it's not that bad. And then 33 Harbour Street, no free visitor parking there. 80 St. Patrick, no free visitor parking. 12 Sudbury, no free visitor parking. 3420 Eglinton Street, no free visitor parking there. 352 Front Street, no free visitor parking. I made an entire review of that building, by the way, and I talk about it during Blue Jays games. It's crazy. 20 Edward, no free visitor parking. And there's so much more actually we can talk about. Like I listed 40, hopefully I did. It's not clickbait, I lost count. And there's more we can talk about, but I think that is it for today's video. And yeah, I know that got redundant, repetitive, but that was kind of the point of the video. So thank you very much for watching, and stay in touch. Thank you.